Hello, welcome to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live, where we solve the world's best crosswords together every day, live on stream. We are rolling on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch now. If you like to watch your streamers on Twitch, then go check us out there. But I see a lot of our regulars on TikTok in particular. A. Miguel saying hey, hey. Lucky saying hey. I think I saw Lucinda and Warthog joining earlier. So the gang's all here and ready to play. I love to see it. If you are new here, my name is Jack, and I will guide us through this crossword, but these are always more fun the more collaborative they are. So if you see a clue and think you know the answer, pop it into chat, and I will do my best to collect everybody's input and make this a group-solving effort. Debfox is here. Hi, Debfox. Welcome back, everybody. All right, should we dive into the puzzle? Today's puzzle does have a title. Yeet is saying hey on YouTube. Hello to you. And Sports Bro, what's up with you? Okay. And Eddie Littell. Oh, Eddie Littell is guessing one across. All right, we're already diving in. Today's puzzle is called Say Something. It's from a couple of weeks ago, but we missed it on stream, so I could go back and see what it was all about. It's called Say Something, so let's just keep that in mind as we go through. It's likely to be a hint at the theme. And Eddie Littell, one across counsel's aid in brief. Eddie is guessing para, I guess short for paralegal. Seems like a good guess to me. And Miguel says, could not remember paralegal. Tess says assistant, which it could be, but paralegal is a little more specific to the counsel, right? Minnie's on YouTube. Always happy to have you with us. One down. Let's see how para does with these downs. Behind us. Lucky likes para, Devvox likes para, Lucinda liked the live, so everything is good with the world. Darius says past. Eddie likes past. Milkman likes past. All right, we got a bunch of people. Hi, Jilly, how you doing? Good to have you here. Yeah, behind us. If it's behind us, it's in the past. I think that works very nicely. So far, so good. Two down. Prefix for room or date. Okay, we got a prefix going. Jilly, thanks for the heart. And Angie's here. Right on time. Okay, prefix for room or date. What do we think? AJ Bradley just joined, I saw. AJ usually has good contributions. Minnie and Angie are greeting each other. Maybe we need to pass on this one. I'm not sure. Maybe this is too tough. Prefix for room or date, 4 letters starting with an A. All right, let's check 3 down. So I'm not seeing any guesses. Sound of the surf. Sound of the surf. Amy Gal says auntie, but don't like it for date. And Jesse Valdez guesses appointment. APPT. This doesn't strike me as a prefix, is the problem. Barbara also likes appointment. But as a prefix, I'm not sure about that. There's more agreement on 3 down, though. James and Amy and Jesse and Clark and Warthog all say roar. And Miniest Mini on YouTube. I think roar, the sound of the surf, that's like the ocean roaring as the waves roll in. I think that sounds very nice. And then I think it was Amy who had a guess ante, which actually I think kind of works. Ante as a prefix means before. And an anteroom is like a waiting room, I think. And antedate would just mean to predate. So I think this makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, random noting that appointment would also be difficult at 20 across. We'd get a TT, APPT. Dennis is on YouTube. Hey to Dennis. All right, let's see if ante works. Shortly to Shelley, 14 across. Lucinda was quick on that one. Yeah, I think Lucinda's right about this. James and Scav close behind. Yeah, anon. Anon means soon, but it's more of a poetic word. You don't normally say it in daily life, or at least I don't. But Shelley was a romantic poet, so Shelley might say anon for shortly, soon. Lay says, what's today's theme? We have not cracked the theme yet, but the title of the puzzle is Say Something. So let's keep Say Something in mind. Everyone calls the title the theme, and I don't know why, but I feel like being pedantic about it. You can have a title, An untitled puzzle that still has a theme. They're two separate concepts. It's seasoned with sake. It's seasoned with sake. What do we got? What do we got? Stefanski followed us. Thank you, Steph. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing on TikTok for this. Milkman and Warthog and AJ and Lay and Jace all saying teriyaki. Nice, I don't think I knew that teriyaki was seasoned with sake. Barbara likes it on Facebook as well, as does Dwayne and Carscar. Cool. I like that. Let's check 17 across. Likely our first theme answer. Eureka or Crossroads of America. I almost read that as Crosswords of America, but I think I have a one-track mind. Yeah, Tess says that Tess didn't know this either, but it fits. I agree. Yeah, it fits. It makes sense. Minnie likes it. All right, what do we think for Eureka or Crosswords of America? Lucky says state lines. Lucinda says statements. KXD says state motto. I actually think state motto seems great because I happen to know that Eureka is California's state motto. I don't know Crossroads of America, though. Can anyone confirm? Jay Astier is back on YouTube, says Eureka was a sci-fi series. I vaguely remember this show, Eureka, but it's also the state motto of California, for sure. I don't know Crossroads of America. Does anyone know that? KXD acknowledging they weren't the first to say it, but they agreed with someone else. Oh, Scav says it's Indiana. Is Crossroads of America Indiana's state motto? That would be a lock if so. State motto. Seems good. Scav says it means middle of nowhere. Oh, that's mean. Tess says I know of it as the sci-fi show too. Well, Eureka is also just a shout of realization. Yeah, and Minnie says it's also what Archimedes shouted. Yeah, that's the story that Archimedes, I think, discovered the law of buoyancy and shouted Eureka through the streets. Was it buoyancy or was it something else that Archimedes had discovered? And AJ says, we were a central point of the train extension in the 1800s. You're saying we. Are you from Indiana? Sorority letter. We got Jay Astier on YouTube and Jesse and AJ and Lucky saying row. Sorority letter. Yeah, row. Seems right. Pretty much any Greek letter can be a sorority letter. If you do crosswords and you see a sorority letter or fraternity letter, it's going to be some Greek letter, and you kind of need crosses sometimes to figure out which. Amy Gal says, keep meaning to learn the Greek letters. Yeah, a math education will help with that. That's how I know them. We run out of the 26 letters in our alphabet are not enough, so we need to go to Greek. Venkat says, which crossword is this? The link in the description takes me somewhere else. So this is... all our crosswords here come from Arkadium.com. They put about 12 different crosswords out every day, and we pick one of them to solve live on stream. This one is Stan Newman's Daily Crossword. Stan Newman's Daily Crossword. But it is from a couple of weeks ago. It's from June 26th, because we missed it on stream, and I thought maybe I would check it out. Hope that answers your question. Can't deal with. RKP says hater. Denise and Scav and Larry like abhor, and AJ says, I like the guesses. What do we think? Oh, Jay asked you, confirming our Archimedes story. Yeah, he dropped some crown in his bath. The displaced volume allowed him to calculate its density, so he figured out he could verify whether it was pure gold or not. Yeah. That sounds familiar. AJ says, abhor is good. Yeah, it fits. I would think abhor is a little stronger than can't deal with, you know? Abhor, I think of like to hate. Can't deal with is like, I can't deal with you right now. But maybe I'm just being too picky. Travel ad urging at 6 down. Yeah, DevVoxes says no, that means hate. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Are you agreeing with me, DevVox, that abhor is not as strong as can't deal with? Clark and Taylor and Jilly and Barbara on Facebook all say book. Yeah, travel ad urging. I like that clue. Book now. Jane likes it, and the Goby from Water. And Lucinda giving me my book emojis. Amy says I abhor spiders and can't deal with them. Okay, fair enough. When you use it in a sentence like that, I can see how it works. Okay, Mideast capital. Denise, is that spider? Spider emojis? Lay and Warthog say Amman for the Mideast capital. Yeah, it's the capital of Jordan. So, yeah, abhor is definitely right now. The crosses, just check out. Be a freeloader. Scav says, same, I hate spiders. I don't love spiders, but there are bugs I hate more. I am the one who deals with spiders in my household. Scav says, how people keep tarantulas as pets escapes me. Yeah, that's true. I'm not like that. Venkat on YouTube also knew Amman Jordan. And Miniest Mini on YouTube is saying mooch for be a freeloader. Nice, I like that word. What was 8 down? We didn't even see it. National Caramel Month. October apparently is National Caramel Month. Nobody knew that, did they? Without crosses, would anyone have gotten this? Oh, Lay says my internet is awful around this time. Been hard keeping the live on. That's sad to hear. Yeah, you were having some trouble on my last stream, I remember. Scav says, but fireflies are fun. I agree. We have a lot of fireflies near me. And they always make me happy when they come out in the summer. Okay. Oh, Taylor pointing out that October is Halloween and fall, so caramel actually makes sense because you're eating candy in October. And caramel apples, Jessica points out. Okay, so it's not totally random. Warthog says I eat them all year long. It's not just an October thing. Okay. Yeah, caramel apples, Halloween. A lot of people pointing that out. Good point. Brisk Cellar. Scav says Halloween's on a Friday this year. That's cool. It's always nice when Halloween falls on the weekend. Barbara was quick on this one. Hot item, brisk cellar. Good answer. Hot item. Cool. And what do we do? Left or right? Let's do right so that we can get up here in this empty corner. These are the important questions. Filmdom's Tevye. I believe Tevye is the main character in Fiddler on the Roof. But I don't know who played Tevye. Does anyone know? CC says, wait, that was moi. What was you? Yeah, Devox, yeah, people on TikTok not knowing. Vedart says, what's brisk? Brisk means quickly, fast. So brisk seller means it sells quickly. It's a hot item. Denise and Tiana are agreeing on Topol. When we get agreement in chat, so an actor named Topol played Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof. AJ says, I'll trust Denise and Tiana. I'm feeling the same way, AJ. I'm going to trust them too. Arkadium says, teamwork here. I know. I love to see it. Sue Parler confirms in the film. Tiana giving me a first name, so that really confirms. Heim Topol. All right. You know your stuff. Miniest Mini says it's actually National Hot Dog Day this month. That is not surprising to me. That July 4th would be Hot Dog Day. Lucinda and Denise and Scav and AJ all say NASA. Abdur says, what's this crossword? What's the state motto? This crossword comes from Arkadium.com. So go check out Arkadium. They put out a ton of crosswords. And a state motto is referring to the United States. Every state has a saying that's associated with it. So California's state saying is Eureka. And apparently Indiana is Crossroads of America. It's just a little statement that goes with each U.S. state. Okay. Minius Mini coming in with all the facts that apparently July is National Ice Cream Month. It's all foods, caramels, hot dogs, and ice cream. And AJ saying today's National Cow Appreciation Day. I'm going to go out and say that not every day needs to be a day that celebrates something random. Is that a controversial opinion? Vidart says it will be my birthday this month. That is worth celebrating. Largest human cell. Jesse and Denise and the goby from water all say ovum. It's an interesting fact. I'm pretty sure I've heard it before, but happy to be reminded of it. Angie says skin. Yeah, I think skin, the thing is that it's the largest human organ, but it's multiple cells. Charging option. Charging option. What do we got? Arkadium says so many different facts to learn on this live every day. I know. That's something I love about crosswords. We learn every single time we solve a crossword. Okay. Minius Mini says, I mean, it's not all foods. It's National Dimples Month. Because of course it is. National Dimples Month. I celebrate it every year. Larry and Tiana and Jane are all saying Amex. Nice. Charging your credit card, American Express. Tough clue. Peter Lindholm likes Amex as well. Yeah, Amy Gal, is Amex like a credit debit card? Exactly. It's short for American Express. Lucky says, why do dimples get a month? You're asking the wrong person, Lucky, because I am as confused as you are. Let's see. Let me see. Sport in a ring. Sorry, I got distracted for a second by Minius making me laugh on YouTube. Sport in a ring. Dylan J. Gimbal and Jane and Sue Parler are all saying sumo. Yeah, that looks right. I guess there are a lot of sports in rings, but only one that's 4 letters and starts with SU, presumably. Denise found some karate emojis. That's cool. And Jilly is reminding us that the Joey Chestnut ate 70 hot dogs at this year's hot dog eating contest. Rasputin followed us. Thank you, Rasputin. Rasputin. Thank you very much. Olay alternative. Olay alternative. What do we got? Holly and Jilly and Devvox and Cece all say Avon. Yeah, these are both cosmetics companies. Cosmetics, skincare, that kind of stuff. Nice. Denise says Avon, that's me, I'm a rep. Really? You work for Avon? That's quite a coincidence. What do we have? Daring stadium theft. Warthog and Amy and Scav, quick on this one. Say home. That's a great clue. You steal home in baseball. That's the stadium theft. Very nice. The YouTube crew is trying to guess what could possibly end in X here. Yo, Luncharoni's on Twitch. Luncharoni's on Twitch. Our first Twitch commenter. Let me know how it looks over there. We're still new to the Twitch days, so testing it out a little bit. Let me know how we look and sound. Mikasa competitor. All right, YouTube, your time to shine. What is it? You've been guessing X words for ages now. What's this going to be? Barbara and Jay Astier both got it. Nice. Linux. And by got it, I mean they agree with the TikTok crew, but I actually don't know what this is. Apologies, but I don't know what Mikasa or Linux are. Can anyone educate me? Jessica's giving me emojis as a hint. Lucinda says I have several Lennox pieces, and Dennis also knows Lennox, but what is it? Crystal, says Depbox. These are brands of crystal? China. It's fine china. Oh, okay. Thank you. Stud poker dealers comment. Ceramicware. Okay, so they do plates and dishes and things. Interesting. Ooh, someone else on. We got another viewer on Twitch, Ledition, giving me a robot emoji. That looks cool. No help. No help. Jesse and Jane, like, no help. Yeah, I guess if you get another card in your poker deal and it doesn't help make you a hand, you might say no help. I think that's the idea. Ah, it's Dumbboy I Am from YouTube watching on Twitch. All right, cool. Let me know how things go on Twitch. Okay. Oh, Lucinda, no help means nothing wild? Is that what it is? Like no wild cards. Is that the idea? Banking business. Tim Nisham. Ciara says hi. Hi there to you. And Diane Irene both say loans. That looks good. Banks are in the business of loaning money. Looks very good. Should we check this? Ledition on Twitch is actually already guessing the theme. I think you're onto something. Let's try to get 28 across, and then I'll announce your discovery. Boardhog says no help means this card didn't improve your hand. That was my interpretation of no help as well. This card didn't improve your hand. Arkadium says make sure to join us every day at 12 p.m. Eastern. Yes, we stream every single day with a fresh crossword. And if you don't want to look us up every time, then consider following us, because then the algorithm will remind you when we're streaming. Distinguish, tell apart. Jay Astier likes it, Ledition likes it, and Lucky and Amy like it. Tell apart, distinguish. Yeah, and so this was Ledition's idea. Remember, the title of today's puzzle is Say Something. And so far we have state starting 17 across and tell starting 28 across. So we're thinking that theme answers are going to begin with synonyms of say. To say, to state something, to tell something, to say something. I think you're onto something. I think that's right. State, tell, exactly. Ciara says, can I follow you? Of course you can. Everyone can. Yeah, state and tell. Oh, Charlie Rollins is predicting Speakeasy. That would be a really good entry. Speakeasy would be great. All right. Carrying on here, monkey or ape at 33 across. What do we got? Ledition and Charlie. AJ also hoping for Speakeasy. That would be a great clue and answer. Yeah, I agree. What do we think? Yeah, Tina and Ledition are both saying simian. That looks good. Simian is another word, I think, just for monkey or ape. Okay, why don't we go back up here? We've neglected this section a little bit. Curtailing cyber clutter. Interesting. Lucinda giving me the monkey emojis. And Tina giving me different monkey emojis. Okay, Ledition. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are crushing it today. All right. It looks like Charlie and Ledition both like anti-spam, curtailing cyber clutter. Like a spam filter. Interesting stuff. JFK in the 50s. All right, one letter missing. What was JFK in the 50s? John F. Kennedy. What are we thinking here? Yeah. Warthog and Devbox and Shania. Welcome to Shania. Jane and Tim all saying Sen. Yeah. So JFK was a senator before being president. Sen is short for senator, and JFK is shortened in the clue, which is a hint that the answer is going to be shortened as well. Angie got that on YouTube too. Nice work. Buds on spuds. Okay, we basically have this one in place. I'll just put it in because it's a plural. We know it's going to be eyes. I like this clue though. Those little spots on a potato are called eyes. I appreciate a rhyming clue. Buds on spuds. Hieroglyphics beasts. What do we got? Oh, Scab giving me the eye and potato emoji next to each other. Getting a lot of eyes on TikTok. Jay Astier and Venkat are hyping each other up on YouTube, and I love to see it. Shania says this is an LA Times crossword, right? Today's is not. Today's is from Stan Newman's Daily Crossword. So that's another line of crosswords at Arkadium. Stan Newman also has a daily easy, daily medium, and daily hard, but today's is just the daily, Stan Newman's daily, and that's what we're solving today. Okay, hieroglyphics beasts. A lot of animals that show up in hieroglyphics, but I think only one that's going to fit here. Lucinda already memorizing the color schemes. That, yeah, the LA Times tend to look gray here. Every crossword has its own color scheme, so that's one way to recognize. Or you can ask me and I'll tell you. Jane M likes asps for hieroglyphic beasts. I like that too. Crossword's favorite snake. Just because it's short, comprised of common letters, and endemic to Egypt. So they turn up in hieroglyphics. And yes, yeah, what color would we call this? Scav is claiming this is teal. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good color description. Okay, lofty lobbies. Lofty lobbies. AJ says aquamarine, and Shania says it in all caps, so she really means it. Jilly and Ledition both say atria for lofty lobbies. That looks very good. Shania says seafoam green now. Yeah, I kind of like that too. Maybe it is seafoam green. Seafoam. Lucinda says started a color war. Sorry. Don't be sorry. I think as far as arguments go, this is pretty mild. Bubba is voting seafoam as well. AJ says mint. Yeah, the lines are kind of blurry. I would think mint might be slightly greener than this. Yeah, CC says it's definitely more blue than green. Major outcry. Patrick Lacey guesses scare. Julie says shout. And a bunch of other people do. Vedar is giving me math problems on YouTube. Okay, major outcry. Shout. Short music suffix. Yeah, Charlie Rollins is saying, I'm not sure about shout with those horizontals. I'm kind of agreeing. Wow, Shania did a Google image reverse search on this color to see what Google thinks it is, and says that it's light jade green. Wow. Light jade green. I never would have said that. Love it. Okay. Yeah, are we not liking... Yeah, everyone's saying Edda for short music suffix, like operetta. So we might have to do some surgery on this grid. Remove shout and try again. What do we think? Yeah, I think shout is wrong. Bubba says we were way off. Yeah, we're course correcting. Maybe we just keep doing the other entries around it. Major outcry seems hard. Souffle-like at 32 down. Maybe we'll have more luck here. Souffle-like. 27, storm, Amy guesses. Major outcry. Could be storm. Letitia and Lucinda and Amy all like eggy. Yeah, souffle-like. It's eggy. Souffles are eggy. I like that. That should be very helpful, because that gives us the starting letters of all of these acrosses. Oh, Bubba says we were way off in the shade of green. It wasn't saying way off on 27 down. We're way off in the shade of green. Yeah, light jade, is that what it was? I can't believe we all missed that. Inez, thanks for following us. Thank you so much. If anyone else is watching and not following, do consider. Okay, Icon and Clark and Jane all saying grimace for disapproving look. That looks good. Nice. Very nice. Ooh, Issy says stink for major outcry. Wow. Hard clue for stink, but I think that makes sense. Like, he raised a stink over this, or the group raised a stink. Is that the idea? Amy Gal likes it. Cool. Yeah, that was tough. Bubba, thanks for liking the live. Let's check 39, which we hadn't seen. Bar staple is, in fact, gin. Staple at bars, so I think we are on good track. And Charlie pointing out that yak fits the theme. At 43 Cross, we have yak already in place. Tibetan dairy product. And state, tell, and yak. These are all words that mean to say. Very nice. Okay, what's on draft says yakety yak, and so does Ledition, but I don't think yakety yak quite fits the clue. It's a fun entry. Yakety yak, and it fits. I wish it were correct, but I think a lot of people on YouTube are saying yak cheese. Milkman, and I trust Milkman on dairy issues, says yak butter. I suppose it really could be either. Angie's even saying yogurt, so let's do some crosses. Maybe we'll check this A. Keep busy. Keep busy. Yeah, a lot of yaks, cream cheese. Check those downs, AJ says. That's what I'm doing. Angie's given the puke emoji. I don't feel that way. I'm curious to try all these yak products. I don't think I have tried. Oh, big sirens outside my home. Amuse. We're getting a lot of people saying amuse for keep busy. I think that works. And let's check this. Name on the cover of Maple Leaf Rag. I know this one because I played this back in my piano days. I say I played this. I tried to play this. I was never very good at piano. And by the way, Issy, thank you for following us. Thank you very much. Okay, we have a lot of work to do here because comments are coming so fast. Yes, Scott Joplin wrote Maple Leaf Rag. I think most of us would recognize it if we heard it. Milkman, thanks for following us. And it looks like butter is the dairy product in question, yak butter. AJ says, is yak butter any good? Love myself some Texas Roadhouse butter. Yeah. Scav is saying, love Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse does have good butter. I have never tried yak butter, but I'm very curious about it. Has anyone tried yak butter? And Ledition says connects with is going to be ties to. Yeah, that looks good. Amy Gal says fabulous time for Milkman to follow. I know. Milkman got a shout out in the crossword almost. Danced dangerously. Danced dangerously. What do we think? Lucinda says, now I want a bagel with butter. I know, these crosswords always make me hungry. Jay asked, you're saying, butter. But no one has tried yak butter, apparently. Pizza Pete has moshed, though. That's Pete's answer for danced dangerously. Mosh pit at like a metal concert. Shania says, what's everyone having for lunch? Oh no, this is gonna make me hungry, isn't it? Jessica putting some disco emojis in chat. Venkat and Jay Aster on YouTube got moshed. Okay. Dickensian Kid, Floss, and Tess are saying Oliver. Yeah, Oliver Twist. It's easy, easy once we have all the crosses in place, right? Sherry, thanks for following us. Amy says it's dinner time for me. Parade Lover says I just woke up starting my day with a crossword. That's awesome. I usually start and end my days with a crossword. That's how deep I am in the crossword game. Checked Design. Yeah, Devvox and Issy says plaid. Say plaid. Yeah, that looks good. And what do we have here? 37 cross anatomical innards. Jay Aster's having a cheesy omelet with roasted potatoes, making it right now. Ooh. Do you have enough for the whole class? What do we think? Yeah, AJ and Bubba and Milkman all saying, and Snicks and Coco viscera. Oof. That is quite a term. Viscera are like your organs, your innards. Everyone is still sharing their lunch/dinner plans, and I can feel myself self-grumbling. Sylvia, thanks for sharing the live. If anyone else has family or friends who like crosswords, invite them here. Siri relative. Jay Astor says, no, I don't have enough for myself. I'm starving. All right. Nick and Lucky both say Alexa. I should keep it down because I have an Alexa and don't want to trigger her. I guess I also have Siri and don't want to trigger her either. But yeah, Alexa is Amazon's voice assistant and Siri is Apple's. Bison Cousins. Minisme said, we're talking about dinner. I actually just had hot dogs. And during Hot Dog Appreciation Month, no less. Okay. What do we got going on? Lucas and Nick and Milkman. By the way, Transcended Oyster, thanks for following us. All saying oxen. Well, Edition on Twitch also says oxen. Looks good. Bison Cousins. More elusive. And Victor, thanks for following us. Wait, what's happening? Scav and Milkman are both accusing this clue of being wrong somehow. Scav says, lol, love that spelling of caribou, and Milkman says oxen, wrong clue. I can't tell if I'm being left out of a joke or something. Anyway, Jessica and Nick say rarer. Yeah, if it's more elusive, harder to find, it's even rarer. That looks great. Blank Dida at 34 across. Blank Dida. And compared with at 31 down. What's it going to be? Yeah, L'Addition got them both. Devbox and Lucky, well, la-dee-da. La-dee-da. Look what we got. Look how fancy you are. All right, back to the west of the grid. 46 across. Anderson Cooper's American Fortune subject. So I guess Anderson Cooper wrote a book, but I don't know. Yeah, I like Charlie Rowland's guess. Scav and Wendy agree. Astor. John Jacob Astor. Yeah, so the Astors were a prominent family in U.S. history. Very wealthy, philanthropic. Logician says could have been a documentary. True. Has anyone read this or watched this? Anderson Cooper apparently made something about the Astors. Jessica says Gilded Age, good show. I haven't watched it, but my wife is a big fan. But yeah, that would align with the Astors' time, I believe, the Gilded Age. half an interrogation team. Nice. Larry and Lucinda and Milkman and Lucky all saying bad cop. That's good. Good entry. Good cop, bad cop. Nick got it as well. Nice work. Okay. Now we're choked off in this little section here, so let's make this work. Weasel out of. Weasel out of. Yeah, classic crossword conundrum of whether it's elude or evade. Oops. We could even get an E here and not know which one it's going to be. Let's check the, anyway, Old Testament prophet. Old Testament prophet. Yeah, it's really a coin flip whether this is going to be elude or evade. Okay. Devbox says Esau, and Tina and Milkman say Ezra, and DJF Buster says Enoch. I think these are all biblical names. Oh no, Enoch is spelled with an H though at the end. Lucas is saying Ezra. I'm going to trust Lucas on this one. And Milkman notes that 56 across looks like it could be zinc, so let's check that. Ah, nice instincts, Milkman. 2025 a penny, mostly. I think that is zinc. Pennies are not actually made primarily of copper, but zinc. Very nice. University of Nevada City. Ledition just crushing this section one after another, just filled it in their heads. Yeah, Christy writes Reno for University of Nevada City. Which looks great. And what's the rest of this going to be? Auditions for? Auditions for. Might as well look at, why don't we look at all of these? Although Cece's now coming in, and Shania. So vies, yeah, if you vie for something, you're trying to get it. The V works with evade, so it was not elude after all. And we got one more letter left in this section. Tolstoy title character crossing quickly, shortly. Yeah, Jilly quickly said ASAP, and Anna Karenina must be the Tolstoy title character in question. Very nice. Well done. I think we still probably have at least one more themer to find, presumably at 57 across. Religious dissenter, Lucas and AJ and Pizza Pete, and someone whose username is just a sparkly heart. I'll say heretic. That looks good. Should we try to get 57 with just the T in place? Let's go bold. Total confusion. And Floss asking what's the title today. The title is Say Something. And the theme we've discovered is that all of these long acrosses begin with a synonym of say. So to state something, to tell something, to yak, yak, yak. And 57, what's it going to be? Total confusion. Wow, Scav has a great guess. Scav and Ledition, A pluses. I love it. Utter confusion. I mean, no, total confusion is the clue. Utter chaos fits. Vencat likes it as well. Very nice. Milkman says liking utter chaos. Yeah, to utter is also to say something. You know something that's nice about this theme? All of these words mean something different in these phrases. None of them, like yak is being used as the animal here. State is being used as the geographic designation, not to say. You know, the theme answer could have been tell a story, but tell apart in this sense means distinguish. So they've actually changed the meaning of all the words. And yet, nonetheless, they are all synonyms of to say. Good work, everybody. Lucinda says Scav is brilliant again. Yeah. Must be Tuesday. Einstein's birthplace. Pelvis says, I'm new to crosswords. How do you know what lines to look at to find the theme answer? Pelvis, thanks for following us. So the theme of a crossword tends to live in the longest across entries in the puzzle. So that is the case today. Otherwise, it just comes with practice. You know, if you try to notice if things look weird or off, or if certain entries align with the title of the crossword. But the most common is that they're going to be in the longest across entries, all the femurs. Okay. Angie says, geez, my brain is in utter chaos at the moment. Zach and Shania and Lucky all say Ulm, which I can confirm is Einstein's birthplace. I mostly know this from crosswords. Godfrey on YouTube also got Ulm. Nice work. Rainforest Flyer. Shania says, could 38 down also be part of the clue? Where's 38 down? Sometimes it's hard to find these numbers. Oh, here. 38 down, you mean part of the theme? It's unlikely. Typically, the theme answers are laid out symmetrically in the grid. Some people just answering this with emojis, very pretty emojis. Macaw, rainforest flyer. I spent 5 days in the Amazon rainforest a couple years ago, and one of the highlights of the trip was waking up early to go see the macaws gather at the clay lick, where they all go in the morning to get their nutrients, lick the clay, and you could just see all of them together, so beautiful and bright and colorful. It was awesome. Logician points out some puzzles have themed answers in the down clues. Definitely. It's not always the long and crosses. Sometimes it's down. Sometimes it's not even the long entries, and it's the short ones. Part of the fun of a crossword is trying to work out what the theme is, what's going on here. Mini says, wow, Jack of the Jungle. Yeah, that should be my stage name. Start of many tribute titles. Jilly and Nick say Tua. Yeah, like Tua, you know, it's like an ode to a skylark. I think To a Skylark is a famous poem. Okay. France's longest river. Okay. To a dear host, says Lucinda. Aw. You talking about me? Yeah, I guess Loire is France's longest river. Loire. Nice. Giga times 1,000. Giga times 1,000. What are we doing here? We're really almost getting there. We've done well on this. Yeah, Tina and DJF Buster and Warthog and Lay all saying Terra. Ends as well, says Terra. It's like a terabyte. A gigabyte is 1,000,000,000 bytes, and a terabyte is 1,000 times that, which is 1,000,000,000,000 bytes. Anyone know what comes after Terra? Various additionals. Huh. Various additionals. That's kind of strange. Oh, Charlie already guessing etc. I guess that actually works. Nice. Yeah, nice job. Bloodition also got that. Debvox. And yeah, people, Issy and Shania know it's petabyte after Terra. Peta. All right, sweet. Furniture assembly accessory. Larry Locke says it's a screw. Yeah, gotta be. Bug planter. Bug planter. Bug planter crossing Wow, Jessica found screw emojis? Is that what that is? Okay, Ledition and Tina and Amy and Warthog all saying spy. Yeah, a bug planter. So a spy might put a little listening device in your office or something. Ooh, Shania coming in with all of them. Exabyte, zettabyte, and yottabyte. Wow, it's a lot of data. Risky Biz crossing trade barbs. What's it going to be? Risky Biz crossing trade barbs. Ledition on Twitch and Floss and Lucinda on TikTok say spec. Normally I think of spec as short for specification, but I guess here it's speculation, which is indeed risky business. And then to trade barbs with someone is to spar. I think I saw people guessing this earlier. Roger, copy that. Nice entry. Tess and Milkman, nice work. All right, only 6 cells left. Just for one. And then we get to see if we get the confetti today or if we have an error lingering somewhere in our grid, which I don't think has ever happened on my streams. I think we get it right every single time because you guys are so good. MS says each. Yeah, just for one. Like these are $5 just for one. $5 each. Repetitive drill. Nick, thanks for following us. Shania and M Seats, thanks for liking the live. Likes wrote. Venkat and Ledition also like wrote. All right, and only one entry left. What's it? Ooh. Spelling assistance phrase. Spelling assistance phrase. DFJ Buster, thanks for following us. What is this? Oh, as in, I see. Floss and Ledition and Scab all saying as in, so it's like E as in elephant. Wow. Because you're assisting in spelling. What's that going to be? Dramatic opening, Act 1, the opening of a play, and then back in the day is then. So it's looking like this last letter in the puzzle is going to be an N. Amy Gal's giving me the drum roll. Will we get the confetti? While I have you all hostage, let me encourage you to follow us if you don't follow us already. And please check out Arkadium.com. They put out lots of great crosswords like this one and tons of other games as well. Putting in the N, and let's see how we do. Yes, nice. We got the confetti. Good work, everybody. Well done. Very fun. Say something. State motto, tell apart, yak butter, and utter chaos. Interesting entries today. To yak, to state, to tell, and to utter. Well, I've been doing all those things for about an hour now. And thank you so much. Nick says, what's this website called? It's called Arkadium.com. They put out lots of great crosswords every single day. Tons of other games as well. So check out Arkadium.com. Angie says, this was a great puzzle. I'm glad you think so. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We're here. We do this every day at noon Eastern time. So do come back tomorrow. And we look forward to seeing you then. Bye, everybody.